Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the RAW podcast. I know it has been a while. It is because we are students and we have to study sometimes. Our parents will kill us if we don't
Definitely.
study. And so SmackDown has a new home in the USA network. In India, it doesn't matter. It's still Sony Live. But there is a whole new presentation. SmackDown has an amazing new logo. Thoughts on the new logo, Rushik?
After seeing the new logo, I was pretty nostalgic. मेरे को 2004 या तो 2011 का जो SmackDown का logo आता था, black and blue का, with the theme song, that वो जो time का जो logo था, वो मेरे को याद आ गया एकदम, like it was like an old money stuff. Triple H didn't make any flaws in the logo. Yeah, but in the theme, obviously.
The new music.
I didn't like the theme at all.
Okay, so I don't know who. I guess it's Megan Thee Stallion's music. Yeah. So the new music for SmackDown is a rap music, and it's not heavy metal or rock as we are usually used to it.
I was expecting a black and blue type. उतना टक्कर देने जितना एक theme.
Now, if you have watched SmackDown in 2015, 2016, you remember the theme. That was my peak SmackDown, like when Dean Ambrose and Paige used to run the show, right? That's a whole different ball game of SmackDown.
Paige was my crush, dude.
Same. Everybody's crush was Paige. I had a crush on Bayley.
Oh, okay.
But it's like during that time, it was a different era, and for me, SmackDown is also like the house that AJ Styles built. So for that kind of SmackDown, I always like rock music. I like heavy metal. But this is a new SmackDown. This is a new era, I would say. The stars and the presentation is completely different. So I think a new music would do the same. In fact, Def Rebel is also fired, apparently. Not fired. Their contracts are about to expire and they're not going to re-sign.
Yeah.
And they're going to use mainstream artist music, which is good for the company, I would say. So enough about the logo. I would say.
Let's move to today's episode.
So it starts with LA Knight versus Andrade Cien Almas, and oh my god, it was an amazing match, except for the last botch, which wasn't really a botch, but commentators still acknowledged it. The match started off well. LA Knight came out, he looked strong. Then the challenger came out, which was weird because usually the champion comes
Challengers,
last.
Challenger
but
comes
it
first.
was a great pop, I would say, for both of them. Amazing. There was one particular sequence where what happens is Andrade counters his move, like the spinning elbow that he delivers to LA Knight looked so devastating. I thought that should be his finisher.
Dude, just explain me, is Andrade a face or a heel?
He's a face.
Okay, because I was confused. Man.
Yeah, I will say it's two baby faces having a match. Like
Two baby faces never disappoints.
Yeah, it never disappoints the crowd, I would say. But story-wise, I would say it started off with a nice little respect. Both of them went for finishers immediately and they both couldn't do it. And it was a classic, fantastic match you would expect from Andrade and LA. But एक ऐसा सीक्वेंस था जहाँ पर वो टॉप रोप पे सुपरप्लेक्स करने जाता है, and it is LA Knight का one of the best maneuvers, I would say. Like SummerSlam में भी अच्छा हुआ था. He slipped twice and then Andrade and LA Knight both recovered from that botch apparently. The thing is, it didn't look like botch to me, okay? Andrade is the type of fighter who would, counter things pretty quickly. वो उसके मैच में दिखता है कि वो मूव करने से पहले ही काउंटर कर देता है, तो स्पिनिंग हील किक देता है या तो वो ही रन्स द रोप्स.
मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि जो वो बॉच जो तू बोल रहा है वो करने से पहले लेटर, मतलब ऐसा पिछले रात को LA Knight और टांगलो का कुछ चैट या कॉन्वर्सेशन हुआ रहेगा जिसके वजह से बॉच टाइप कुछ.
But it didn't even look like a botch to me. I would say Corey Graves handled it the best. This is why they call it high risk maneuver. And that was the perfect thing you could have said. And the LA Knight obviously wins. And then Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have a backstage altercation. Where Carmelo straight up goes, put the fries in the bag, you lost. और सीधा टपली मारता है उसको. And they fight as if Kurla station पे, like somebody tries to steal your wallet and it's like, hey, vedya. Like it is, I love this feud so much because both Carmelo and Andrade are just champions in what they do.
I would have been more happy if this was a triple way feud.
It is turning into one.
Okay.
मेरे हिसाब से.
Do you expect a triple threat match at Bad Blood?
Bad Blood के matches confirm हो गए ना. Like usually, I guess they are fighting for the 6th match, which is Gunther and Sammy, जो अभी तक confirm ही नहीं हुआ है. So the 5 matches जो हो चुके हैं उसमें I don't think they're adding the mid card guy, which is disappointing मेरे हिसाब से. Like, why is he not defending the title? But he is defending it like thrice at this point.
Yeah.
Which is a lot more than Logan Paul.
Till now, I can't comment on LA's reign.
Yeah.
एक we'll wait for a month,
Yeah,
and then we'll be in a position to comment on his reign currently.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of thoughts about it, but that's an upcoming video, I would say. Next up was Vinci versus Cruz. Giovanni Vinci's presentation मेरे को बहुत सही लगा.
सही लगा, but पिछले हफ्ते जब 1 सेकंड
Rollout में
2
हार
सेकंड में वो हार गया भाई.
But I love the fact because after that discourse हुआ. उसके बाद लोग थे कि यार भाई ये 2 सेकंड में हार गया, इतना फनी था.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मेरे को जब मैं जियोवानी विंची को इम्पीरियम में देखता था तो ही वॉज ऑब्वियसली बीन ही एंड ठीक है, एक पॉइंट तक लुडविग काइजर को भी अपन अगर साइड में रखेंगे, जियोवानी विंची वॉज बीइंग ओवरशैडोड बाय बोथ ऑफ दोज गाइज, अपना गंथर एंड लुडविग काइजर के वजह से. एंड मेरे को अभी करंटली इस पॉइंट में मेरे को यही जियोवानी विंची का ये बंदा मेरे को ऐसा पहचान में नहीं आ रहा होगा.
एग्जैक्टली, आई लव जिस तरीके से उसका प्रेजेंटेशन.
He was looking like a gangster, भाई. Gangster type.
Italian mafia boss, yes. And the way he has been presented in SmackDown now, he's a completely new character. You don't think of Imperium, you don't think of any German things. He's a perfect mafia boss character. He's a comedy gimmick. Okay.
So do you think he should be added into a faction or singles?
No, singles run. I love his single. The thing is, Apollo Crews used to be one of my favorites in the cruiserweight का ये वगैरह भी. But the thing is, both of them need something new. And
I just realized today कि Apollo Crews still exists in WWE, भाई.
Yeah, he has been overshadowed a lot. Him and Corbin. People forget Corbin.
I loved his US Championship का reign जब उसको अपना he was on a heel मतलब heel का character.
Factions में था वही.
तो it was during our COVID time.
Okay. Yeah, that time I wasn't watching COVID.
Yeah, so Thunderdome के time पे he was the US champion. He was actually long time US champion.
Yeah. I guess the only time I watched any Thunderdome stuff was when The Miz became the champion.
All day. Oh fuck.
Yeah, because it was like, wait, The Miz? What happened that Miz is the champion again? And I love The Miz, by the way.
Yeah.
So I love this angle again. Apollo Crews wins with a roll up, and Giovanni Vinci gets mad and beats the shit out of Apollo Crews. I like that in the first go he was a comedy gimmick, in the second one he again loses in a funny way, and then he looks strong. So that I would say. What is next? It is Bayley and Naomi versus Nia and Tiffany. Now the stipulation was that it's a tornado tag team match, and whoever pins Nia Jax will get the opportunity to win.
And if Bayley
opportunity for title shot,
either of Bayley या फिर
Naomi
में कोई एक pin होता है तो they should leave the SmackDown forever.
Yes. So obviously we knew who was winning. Yeah. Bayley and Naomi were winning, but the question was who was going to pin Nia Jax.
Dude, but I didn't understand. मतलब Nia is the champion.
Yeah.
Tiffany has the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
Then उनको कैसे हरा दिया भाई?
Yeah, I would say the match itself was very well crafted in the sense whenever Bayley and Naomi would attack Nia Jax, and when they went for the cover, both of them would go for the cover. There was a time where Bayley, I guess, put a maneuver on the Nia Jax.
Yeah.
And when she pinned her, Naomi उसका पैर खींच लेती है and like tries to stop it. But then again, no, sorry, Bayley attacks Tiffany. She tries to pin Tiffany and then उसको हटा देती है. Because if she pins उसको भी तो title shot उसको जाता है. But then Naomi also tries to save. Though coordination था both Naomi and Bayley में. But the match ends in a way where both Naomi and Bayley pressurize and put Nia Jax into the 3 count. So both of them technically pinned Nia Jax together.
Oh.
So at this point, it's either a triple threat match, or there is a number 1 contenders between Bayley and Naomi. But I am loving this feud right now. I would say
I think Naomi is gonna go for a heel turn. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है because Bayley अभी face बनी है.
I want Naomi to turn heel.
Yeah.
Because उसका character I loved when she returned in the Rumble.
If there's a number 1 contenders feud, so I think वो time पे it should be necessary for Naomi to turn heel.
It should be because I think in women's division, obviously the younger guys are gonna be the one who are the bad guys. They want more like experience to be the face.
I want Naomi to get the heat just like Dominic. वो level का heel मेरे को ऐसा चाहिए. I'm expecting.
I think that's
you can call it as a fantasy.
That is a fantasy because I do not see anyone being better than Dom at this point when it comes to being bored. Okay, Naomi should be a heel in the sense I think she should be looking like a threat. When I say because Dominic is hated but he doesn't look like a threat. उससे डर नहीं लगता. उससे सिर्फ नफरत होती है मुझे. But Naomi used to look like a threat. She's a veteran, goddammit. Like, she has done a lot for this company and outside of this company so much. There is a reason why WWE
And Naomi
considered to give her a contract,
Naomi was a face since a very very long time.
Very long time. Yeah.
She's faced since a very long time. So she, I think, मेरे हिसाब से she needs to turn heel.
It's about time.
Yeah.
So I guess इसके बाद
Kevin and
Yeah.
it was a 6-man tag match.
Yeah, but most importantly, the reason we did Bailey Naomi before all this is because all of this is a streamlined thing. So Cody and Roman Reigns have a promo in the stadium in Georgia.
Man. Oh,
I want to know. We just watched it.
It's just giving me orgasms, dude.
Okay, we have to cut that out. But yeah, but the thing is that we just now watched it and now I feel uncomfortable. What are your thoughts other than that part?
I'm flabbergasted, dude.
Okay.
मतलब I'm shocked in a good way.
हाँ.
Yeah. So भाई the entrance जब रोमन आता है स्टेडियम में with a fleet of cars, एक सेकंड के लिए लगा कि अंबानी का कार्स मतलब अंबानी का एक ये था. तो भाई बट जोक्स अपार्ट I loved this promo like भाई मतलब इतना अच्छा मतलब इतना cinematic ऐसा दिखाया है. Kudos to Triple H भाई, kudos to his bookings. Oh man, I'm just confused कि Rock versus Cody आने वाला है कि पहले या फिर Roman versus Cody आने वाला है. What's your take on this?
I would say I think it's gonna be Rock and Cody.
Yeah.
Because like I said in the previous videos as well, Dwayne Johnson has too much of an ego to lose his first WrestleMania match after a long time. Like singles match at least, okay? It's not happening. But this promo itself, I would say it was very well crafted. Okay, now I would say
एक सेकंड के लिए मेरे को लगा कि I am in a Hollywood, I'm watching a Hollywood movie, a badass action kick-ass Hollywood movie जहाँ पर both the मतलब actually इस point of time पे both are heroes.
Both are heroes, but
So
they
yeah.
have that. The reason I like this is because it's a new style of presentation. Now WWE is really acknowledging this as, you know, like a TV show. I would say Vince McMahon's treatment of wrestling was so bad that, you know, we had a streamline in our head. But nowadays when we try to write sequences, even we have to think twice because the format was so predictable before.
Actually.
Where it was like, हाँ पहले ये होता है फिर promo होएगा, फिर ये होता है फिर ये fight होएगा, फिर ये होता है फिर इसके बाद. We all could have guessed what the next 6 months was, and now we couldn't have imagined. Like if you think few months back, अगर हमने बोला रहता कि the next lineup of matches will be Cody versus Kevin and Roman and Cody in a tag match in the same team. Like I would have never guessed this. And this promo exactly showcases that there was a rivalry. Cody was able to achieve the things that he wanted Roman to suffer. For example, in the sense where he wanted everything to go away from Roman, which did happen. Cody is the champion. Roman is the lone wolf in this sense.
सी भाई मैं बस इतना बोलूँगा, कोडी जितना भी ट्राई कर ले ना रोमन से बच के भागने का, रोमन से अलग होके अपना अलग फ्यूड चलाने का, इट्स नॉट गोना हैपन until and unless bloodline exists. It is not going to happen, and until and unless the championship is on Cody's shoulder, it's not going to happen.
Actually, that's very true. Until and unless Rock or Roman का या कोई ऐसा feud खत्म नहीं हो जाता ना, Cody's championship reign is very predictable. He's not going to lose unless Dwayne Johnson is coming back.
Bro,
so
if I ask you, मतलब ऐसा specifically तेरे को किसका promo अच्छा लगा? रोमन का अच्छा लगा कि कोडी का?
I'll say Cody. The reason is because Roman Reigns, I am expecting this level of stuff from the biggest
The
star.
last line took it off.
Took it off. Like I will say he popped off. But the reason I liked Cody, not better, I would say कि दोनों ने अच्छा दिया. Roman Reigns definitely had more of power.
Yeah.
Like he looked more powerful in that promo because even when he has nothing, he looks like the bigger star.
He actually has nothing to lose.
Yeah, he has nothing to lose. But the reason I like Cody's promo more interesting, I would say, is because when he was making points, ki you are not the tribal chief, you are not the champion.
You are a chief without a tribe.
He was giving off heel Cody. The thing is, I really want, because the thing is, I would say last week, जब first episode पे add हुआ था,
Yeah.
वहाँ
Cody actually got some booze.
He got booze. Like I would say, Roman Reigns was getting the pops and Cody came in and he didn't even वो try भी नहीं किया face रखने का. He was like, तेरा WWE नहीं है boss.
तेरा
Championship
था,
देख.
अब मेरा है.
Like he was saying past tense है तू. Like just imagine. This is why I'm loving Cody's arc now. But this is what's sad about his reign as well is until and unless the bloodline stuff isn't over, his reign is not going anywhere.
So मेरे को ऐसा देख के लगा ये प्रोमो कि it is obviously a script, but ये दोनों इतना वो कैरेक्टर में घुस चुके थे उस प्रोमो के टाइम पे, ऐसा लग रहा था पर्सनल अटैक्स छूट रहे हैं दोनों के बीच में.
Like I would say
स्क्रिप्ट कम पर्सनल अटैक ज्यादा लग रहा था मेरे को.
It's a rule of wrestling, you know, the lines of reality always get blurred.
Actually, this is an example कि how you cut a promo, how you actually cut a promo.
Yeah.
भाई जो लोग अभी यंगस्टर्स हैं, जो लोग अभी आ रहे हैं, जो लोग अभी नए टैलेंट्स हैं, please go and meet. You should meet Roman and Cody and have a pep talk with them.
Right.
And
It's
get
not
some
as
advice.
easy. It's not as easy.
Yeah.
हम लोग भी कर लेते हो. But okay, but after that, the entire episode, Kevin Owens gets asked by Byron Saxton, what do you think about this part? Because now, from the storyline perspective, Kevin Owens has been fighting the bloodline for incredible amount of time. Okay. Cody के साथ
Technically since 4 years.
Technically
Royal
for 4
Rumble में
years.
Roman and Kevin का मैच हुआ था.
Kevin Owens has been fighting bloodline for so damn long. And Cody को बचाने के लिए हो, personal grudges के लिए हो, जो भी हो, he has been part of that storyline. Like there is no bloodline का thing without Kevin and Sami taking it to the next level. Keeping it, to be honest, when Solo का bloodline 2.0 चल रहा था, who was the guy actually carrying other than Paul Heyman? It was Kevin and Randy.
Yeah.
Because the other talents were new, we weren't used to them, and obviously they were the best vessels. But according to Kevin's perspective, there was a time जहाँ पर he used to tag with Cody and then he used to beat up the bloodline. But in last 2 महीने में, he has had a match with Cody against me.
Yeah.
And now Cody is teaming up with the one guy who has not been able to make Kevin's life easier.
भाई मैं तेरे को बोल रहा ना,
So it's
you
very
just
nice.
you guys you should wait for another PLE, I think so, and you are gonna see Kevin's heel turn by soon. It's gonna happen very soon because we have seen 2 instances. One, एक तो आज था कि Kevin was having a steel chair with him and he was about to hit Cody के ऊपर, Cody के पीछे, sorry. And बर्लिन में भी, बर्लिन या फिर आई थिंक कुछ तो उसके पिछले स्मैकडाउन में तो ऐसा हुआ था.
Before the Berlin match.
He was actually about to hit कोडी. मैं बोल रहा ना ये होने वाला है, केविन का हील टर्न होने वाला है, एंड आई थिंक सो ये दोनों का फ्यूड वापस से चलने वाला है, कोडी एंड केविन का, वंस कोडी गेट्स रिड ऑफ द ब्लड लाइन.
Yes. So then there is a 6-man tag match. Actually, he comes to cut a promo about what he feels about it, but then gets interrupted by the bloodline. And Tama Tonga actually is like, you know, he comes out, he does his animal wala bit where he's, you know, very I would say feral state mein rehta hai. He's cutting a nice promo. I would say that the thing is they have been wrestling in Japan for a long time and they have that kind of experience jo abhi dikh raha hai.
Yeah.
When they get a chance to speak now, you realize how good the actual talent is. Solo आज पूरे episode में नहीं था and somehow Bloodline looks stronger.
Actually yes.
Somehow.
Just because Jacob Fatu guys.
Not only because of Jacob Fatu. When Tama Tonga actually cut a promo against Kevin, he did not sound like any other wrestler, which Solo actually unfortunately does. Tama Tonga actually had a character of his own. He was in a feral state. वो जो भी अपना अतरंगी चीजें कर रहा था, he looked terrifying at least. Even after the attack of NXT and when all these invasions, he looked good.
Actually.
So, I guess we.
So what do you mean?
Solo
if Tama Tonga को अगर चलना चाहिए, मतलब उसका अगर कैरेक्टर चलना चाहिए तो उसको ब्लड लाइन से अलग करो, ऐसा?
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying let him talk.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Solo being the talker in the bloodline is just it doesn't make sense because we are used to seeing him being the silent enforcer.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman was the guy who got everybody over, but Tama Tonga wasn't the best at mic. But he was infinitely better in terms of making Bloodline look different. So anyways, they get interrupted. They get attacked by DIY.
It was actually a hard-hitting match.
It was a very good match.
Appreciations to Street Profits too.
Yeah. Like after being attacked backstage, they get replaced by Street Profits, and Kevin and Street Profits versus the Bloodline happens, and it was an amazing match.
Yeah.
Which ends in a lot of interruptions. Basically, WWE is doing this thing where there are rules कि मतलब ropes पे रखे 5 counts पे मतलब Finn
And
Balor को
surprisingly आज टांगा लोहा ने कोई बॉच नहीं किया.
I refuse to believe. I guess वो कैमरा में आया नहीं because I refuse to believe he did not botch. I was disappointed throughout the match कि उसने botch नहीं किया. Okay, I was waiting for one, but no.
It's actually a good looking story. WWE को यही चलाना चाहिए.
It's funny.
यही चलाना चाहिए. चलाते रहो कि टांगा लोहा जानबूझ के बॉचेस करता ही रहेगा.
The fact that Solo is even being hated by Triple H at this point. The fact that Tanga Loa botching is more entertaining than Solo Sikoa. It's insane. Okay, so anyways, the match goes incredibly well, but again it ends in a brawl because DQ ho chuka tha and now it's free reign to hit anybody.
Yeah.
But then Cody Rhodes comes to save Kevin Owens, and there is an amazing shot where Kevin Owens has a steel chair in his hand. Cody is trying to basically plow them away.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in the ring, but now Kevin is waiting to hit Cody Rhodes. He's waiting. Okay, and I for a second thought ki okay, this is it.
See,
You're getting
it's actually too late for Kevin's heel turn. I was actually expecting his heel turn in Bash in Berlin, after
Yeah.
Bash in Berlin, because reports, kayfabe, मतलब वही speculations वही हो रहा था. मेरे को लग रहा था कि Bash in Berlin में हो जाएगा, but नहीं हुआ. Triple H ने रोक के रखा ये चीज़ को.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen very soon. होने
Yeah.
वाला है.
The thing is that I feel Kevin Owens has given a lot to Bloodline,
Yeah.
and it just feels he needs a change. Okay, even if he's gonna be involved in the Bloodline, I want him to be against Cody purely because his character needs some change, and he's becoming more and more interesting. Even if the angle of Kevin Owens तो भाई betray करता है लोगों को, that promo that Grayson Waller did,
Yeah.
my favorite wrestler at the moment. But okay, the reason is that I genuinely like Kevin Owens, and I want him to have a storyline which makes him look strong. The
Yeah.
prize fighter Kevin Owens needs to come back. Okay. Overall, what did you think of the episode?
It was a good episode. It was actually fulfilling. But एक point पे, if I count on the negatives, I was expecting Roman's appearance on the
Yeah.
show, not through a promo
But
or
like
not
on the
through
live, yeah.
अपना Titantron. मेरे को एक appearance देखना था उसका. But it's fine. अगर there would have been अपना Roman and Jacob का face off,
Yeah.
so it would actually have been good.
I don't have much negatives to say about this
Yeah.
episode. I will just basically say that the sequencing of SmackDown has become much better in terms of
Just
utilizing
after
talent.
Roman's return.
But I don't. Okay, fine. I will admit that after Roman's return, it has become good. But the talent itself has got better storylines, has got better focus, because I think they now know where to put their resources. To make the Bloodline look good, they have given them so much screen time, and it wasn't even being presented well.
Correct.
I think after USA, the 2 episodes, it definitely shows the production style has changed a lot. The manner of sequencing has changed a lot.
Correct.
The main event, I did kind of get nostalgia of 2016, where it's like anytime it's just 6-man
Yeah.
tag because authority ko gaand mein chulta. So it was like, yeah, I did like the episode. I would give it an 8.7 out of 10. I think it's a
Okay.
fair rating.
Okay.
I would take off that 1.3 purely because Sony Live पे ads आ रहे थे.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay. So that was the SmackDown review for 21st September and the second episode of the USA Network. See you next time. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Bye bye.